Hello and welcome to today's class. So today I will show you how to name an organic compound. In naming an organic compound, there are procedures to be followed. So let's look at the procedures. Basic rules in naming organic compounds. The first thing to be done is to select the longest carbon chain. And then the second thing is to name the longest carbon chain. The third is to identify the functional group. The fourth is to number the longest chain from left to right and right to left, or top to bottom and bottom to top. The fifth thing to be done is to choose the lowest value where the substituent is attached. And then the sixth thing to be done is to identify the name of the substituent. So let's take an example for better understanding. Example 1. Assuming we have a compound as this. How do we name this compound? So the first thing to be done is to select the longest carbon chain. So the longest carbon chain is the horizontal carbon chain. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons. What's the name for 4 carbons? Let's check. The name for 4 carbon in an organic compound is boot. So 4 carbon is boot. And then the next thing to be done is to identify the functional group of this compound. Now, if you look at the compound, we only have single bonds here. There are no double bonds and there are no triple bonds and there are no OH. So, since it is a single bond, what is it called? Single bonds are alkanes, double bonds are alkenes, triple bonds are alkynes, and OH are alkanons. So the compound is a single bonded compound, so it is an alkane. So it is an alkane. So the fourth thing to be done is to number the longest carbon chain from left to right and from right to left. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the fifth thing to be done is to choose the lowest value where the substituent is attached. Now what's the substituent here? The substituent is chlorine. Let's check for the lowest value where the substituent is attached. The substituent is attached to this carbon. So counting from left to right, we have 1, 2. We have 2. And then from right to left, we have 1, 2, 3. So the lowest value where the substituent is attached is 2. And then finally, identify the name of the substituent. Cl stands for chlorine. Now let's name this compound. The lowest value, which is 2, the substituent, which is chlorine or chloro, but in this scenario it is chloro. And then the name of the longest carbon chain, which is boot. And then the functional group, instead of alkane, we choose the last 3 letters, which is ane. So the name of this compound is 2-chlorobutane. Now let's take another example for better understanding. Example 2. So assuming we have this compound, how do we name this compound? So let's follow the procedures or the rules. The first thing, select the longest carbon chain. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horizontally. Then let's check vertically. We have 1, 2, 3. So 5 is longer than 3. So we have 5. The second thing to be done is to name the longest carbon chain. What is 5 called? In organic chemistry, 5 carbon atom in a compound is called pent. Pent. So 5 is pent. And then the third thing to be done is to identify the functional group. Now, so let's check for it. Since we have single bonds all through, we don't have double bonds here, and we don't have triple bonds here, and there is no OH here. The compound only has single bonds, and single bond is alkane. So single bonds are alkane. So the fourth thing to be done is to number the longest carbon chain from left to right and from right to left. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from right to left, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the fifth thing to be done is to choose the lowest value where the substituent is attached. Now this is the substituent. So let's check for the lowest value. Counting from left to right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4. And then counting from right to left, we have 1, 2. So we have here 2. And then the lowest value here is 2. So we go with 2. Now, the sixth thing to be done is to identify the name of the substituent. Now, this is the substituent. The substituent contains 2 carbon atoms and 5 hydrogen atoms. 1, 2 for carbon, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for hydrogen. So what is the name of C2H5? The name of C2H5 in organic chemistry is ethyl. Ethyl. Now, so let's name the compound since we've gotten all we need. What comes first is the lowest value, which is 2. And then the name of the substituent, which is ethyl. And then the name of the longest carbon chain, which is pent. And then finally, the functional group of the compound, which is alkane. So instead of writing alkane in full, we collect ANE, which is ANE. So the name of the compound is 2-ethylpentane. 2-ethylpentane. So this is how we name organic compounds.